came from Venus. I'm feeling way too high-headed, I got a fever. I came from heaven and made it through hell, now I got evil. Should've believed him, damn, you should've believed him.
She took a dab of that till she had cataracts.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki, bring you the latest and trending topics. And I vlog my life, okay? So today I'm bringing you some trending topics. I got a variety of things I want to get into. Number one, we're going to get into Tommy Lee. She's out here on Instagram talking about Paula Abdul stole her idea for her sunglass line. Which, I mean, I'm just like, what makes your line unique? Also, we're going to talk about broke men in the club and Krishan Rock and Blueface talking about they getting married. Okay, I like to see that happen. And then we're going to get into TJ Holmes' wife responding to the cheating allegations and filing for divorce. And also, we're going to get into the family structure, you guys, about how removing fathers from the home breaks down the core of the family. So I appreciate everyone joining me. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and that bell button so you can be notified when I update content to my channel. And please follow us on our different social media platforms. All that information is down below, scrolling across the screen. All right. So here in New Jersey, it's real gray and foggy. It's like a steam bath when you go outside. The weather is just so weird. So leave it in my comments. Let me know where you're joining me from. Put your city and state, and let me know what the weather is. And we'll get into roll call. All right. All right. I'll also leave the link just in case anybody wants to come up and sound off on any of the topics that I talk about. Woo, it's the end of the week of Naughty Crew, and the girl is tired. I'm exhausted. Oh, I have to get some rest this weekend. I really, really do. Self-care weekend. All right, so let's get into some of these trending topics, okay? And also, I want to give an update on that UFC fighter who was seen papowing his wife in public, okay? We got DL Hughley calling him out. So up first, we're going to get into Tommy. Shout out to the Shade Room.
It's just really like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I worked so hard on this. Y'all seen me working on this. No, I didn't have like some big supporters. I didn't do the commercial yet or whatever, but we working. You get what I'm saying? We working towards everything. Starting off small. I had high hopes for this business, all of that, and like to just wake up and see that, like, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. You took my down to the look of my frames, like down to the cat eye that I speak so highly on. Like, y'all know I've been pushing kill frames. Like, this is crazy, bro. I see this happen all the time to us, but I never thought, like, for real, for it to be me. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, nobody was thinking about that. Audio frames, who was thinking about that? Like, you get what I'm saying? Who was thinking about that design? I wear cat all the time. Like, I'm in disbelief. I'm in shock. I'm crying. I'm mad. I'm real mad. Like, this is, I feel like.
So this is the sunglass line she's talking about. She's saying Paula Abdul stole her idea. I don't know. I just think it's a very cat eye is not new. I don't know, Naughty Crew. What do you think? Like, I just feel like how can I put this politely? Yes, she probably put in a whole lot of work into her brand and everything, but sunglasses is one of those things. Like, it's enough for everybody to go around. And Tommy, I wear cat eyes. Like, this is not something original that you came up with. Like, I have a ton of cat eye sunglasses. If anybody knows me, I'm an accessory girl. I love my shades. I love my pocketbooks. Okay, you see my hair wrap or whatever. I don't get it. Like, I mean, you know how many or glasses companies I scroll past on Instagram on a regular basis? They selling the sunglasses for $6 and $7. Like, I just don't. I feel like she's kind of overreacting, Naughty Crew. Let me know if I'm wrong. I get working hard for a brand and things like that, and somebody goes behind and knocks your brand off or whatever. But how did Paula Abdul? I don't know. I want to know how she's connecting Paula Abdul to stealing her idea. Naughty Crew, if you know any more information than what I can present here, let me know. Let's jump into some of these comments. They saying it's a lawsuit. So Sid that Trish say me every day when I see my look, style, and flow on these rap chicks who act like they don't know who I am. Okay, this is a good point. Daki Gawi says sometimes it's not the brand that sells, but the person selling the merchandise. Victoria's Secret sells lingerie that didn't stop Rihanna from pushing Fenty. Keep pushing, Tommy. Exactly. I just really feel like she's all in her feelings for nothing. Like, your brand will speak for itself if it's a good brand. Period. Drop down into my comments, Naughty Crew. Let me know what y'all think. Do you think she's overreacting? People are copying everywhere. Look at Karen Hoover. It's the anything you could do, I could do better mentality, basically. So I don't know if you guys know, but my cousin does a lot of media for Newark and Mayor Baraka. And they sent out an announcement. They said, anybody in this area, I live in New Jersey. All right. This is for Newark. Attention, minority contractors and local contractors. The city of Newark Offices of Affirmation Action invites you to a meet and greet with developers and general contractors to discuss contracting opportunities and WBE MBE qualification. So it's going to take place on January 23rd from 10 to 2. And it's going to be down in Newark at Ludlow Street, 55 Ludlow Street. And you have to RSVP. I'll post this to my community tab just in case anybody is interested. I love to promote opportunities. Okay. So up next, we're gonna get into broke dudes in the club, guys. Okay. I love this new I guess podcast I want to call it that I follow. And they give a lot of food for thought. So here we go. Let's jump into it.
What about those male groupies? Do you ever run into?
Oh yeah,
They try to hang by you with the empty cup and.
Oh, I've seen way worse than that. Empty cup. I've seen guys wait for a table to leave, grab their half-empty bottles, and walk around the club at 3:30, trying to get the girls who are still there.
But it's amazing what a bottle does.
The reason why women love to see with bottles is because they're showing they have disposable income.
It's the biggest waste of money.
Biggest waste of money. But if you're able to afford it, then you can provide what all women are looking for: security.
It's not even about the liquor.
No, it's not.
Look.
It's not. That's why whenever people complain to me about bottle prices, I'm like, you're not paying for alcohol. You could go to a liquor store for that. You're at a club. You're paying for a look.
What about those male groupies? Do you ever run into?
Oh yeah, they
try to hang by you with the empty cup and.
Oh, I've seen way worse than that. Empty cup. I've seen guys wait for a table to leave, grab
What do you think, Naughty Crew, about these broke dudes in the club? Yes, you got your leeches. You got your leeches. That's why I don't go to the club no more. I don't have time for that. And the main point is, it is the biggest waste of money. It really is. I think I only had bottle service like twice in my life. And the second time I did it, it was not worth it. They bought me a warm bottle of Moet. Like, who does that? Like, what am I paying for if it's not chilled? At the least. But it's the biggest waste of money. But you'll find some of your biggest bums and leeches in the club. The club it's an environment of just, it manifests that type of person. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's why I don't miss the club. I don't. So beware of the broke dudes in the club. I just want to give fair warning to my 90 crew. Okay, if you see somebody lurking around with an empty cup, hide your bottles or make sure you finish your bottles. Okay, because they're gonna be right behind you. And I think it's kind of disgusting in the days of this pandemic and stuff like that. Like, I'm not trying to drink after nobody. So up next, I got so many stories. I just want to get this story over with because I think this child is delusional. Okay, so Krishan has been alluding to her wedding in October.
You should watch this one, Hungry for Hope.
Okay. I got a question. When
What?
you and Blue gonna get married?
Well, that's gonna probably happen when we buy our next house.
Period. Wait, so it's called I'm Ready for Hope.
Hungry for Hope by Sarah Jakes. That bitch is hard. I think then after you should watch this one, Hungry for Hope.
I think the girl is quite delusional. Good morning, Royer. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day if you can't stay. All right, I think she's quite delusional. I always feel like Rock is a little delusional, okay? Because here's how Blueface feels, all right? And she because, she loves to play with the media, Krishan, or whatever. And they're probably ramping up for the second season of Crazy in Love, if you ask me. That's what I suspect is going on. So I found when they were on Angela Yee's podcast, here we go, recently, and hear their thoughts on marriage.
Hey, we gonna have a big wedding. We gonna have it.
Who the nigga you talking to? You
Well,
don't
I
talk
would
to
think it's
every
him.
nigga the same. Like
Okay.
him, he's this way. A little square might be that way. Like, what? Babe?
Would you like to get married?
He don't do that.
Is that
look.
something?
No.
No.
I looked right at her soul and said no.
Why?
Huh?
Huh?
Why would I want to get married?
What do you say? It's traditional.
Yeah, I mean, not to her, like not like
In general,
just
you
at all.
never had the thought.
like you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Maybe later. when I
I'll get
older.
married. I don't know what you talking about.
You mean we are getting married?
Yeah.
Period. I mean, you guys are still relatively young,
Right,
so
right.
as
You have a lot
you
of
grow and evolve, then things change.
I mean, you were in denial.
So we never
at
really know
first.
what's going to happen. Exactly.
You were in denial at first. You
This
never
is true.
know.
You might still be in
true.
denial about
This is true.
marriage.
God's plan. Not
Hey, like we're gonna have a big wedding. I mean, you guys are still relatively young,
Right,
so
right.
as
You have a
you
lot of
grow and evolve, then things change.
I mean, you were in denial.
So we never
at
really know
first.
what's going to happen. Exactly.
You were in denial at first. You
This
never
is true.
know.
You might still be in
true.
denial about
This is true.
marriage.
God's plan, not yours.
Yeah, I just ain't. That's just,
Period. You know that one.
I don't think about that.
Krishan loves to conveniently bring God into the mix when she don't hear what she want to hear from Blue. So she goes into this world of delusion, and all of a sudden she's so spiritual, but you doing everything against what's spiritual, okay? The drinking, the drugs, you know what I mean? But Blueface clearly says he doesn't want to get married. When a man chooses you, Naughty Crew, they choose you. But she feels like she's gonna force him into what she wants him to do. Hey, Natasha. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just getting into the delusional world of Christian Rock and Blueface, okay? Because now she's claiming they're getting married. Whatever. If they do, great. Because quite honestly, at this point, guys, I feel like they deserve each other. They deserve everything that comes to them. Seriously, they love to manipulate the media. And I guarantee you, she's doing all this saying like, oh, we're getting married in October for the second installment of their show, their reality show, Crazy in Love. And it's just like the show, the snippets I've seen, all she does is cry. Don't nobody want to watch that. It's ridiculous. It's quite ridiculous. But I just wanted to share with my naughty crew because it's another example of the way they play in our faces. All right. So up next, let's get into TJ Holmes. His wife, his estranged wife is his estranged wife is speaking out, and I'm glad she actually spoke out. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talks for dropping this footage. So TJ Holmes' estranged wife Marley Feebig breaks silence on Amy Robach's affair, says she's disappointed and he didn't consider their daughter. I don't think neither one of them considered their kids, but let's jump into it. Marley Feebig says she's disappointed and released a statement through her attorney during the holiday season. And in light of the challenging times, Marley's sole focus has remained on the overall best interest of her 9-year-old daughter. And she told that to the Daily Mail. She added, notwithstanding, we continue to be disappointed by TJ's lack of discretion, respect, and sensitivity towards Marley and the party's daughters. So Marley has been touched by the outpouring of support and looks forward to a new beginning in this new year. So there have been reports that ABC is in talks of separating with the host, who are currently on leave for good. Neighbors, do you think they deserve to be fired? At this point, the way they treating their children and the other parties involved with their family, absolutely, I think they should be fired. They're out here in these streets rubbing it in everybody's face that they together. And I'm just quite frankly over it, because if you do not want to be married, don't get married, people. It's as simple as that. Hey, Aaron Z. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, at this point, they rubbing it in everybody's face, and I think they deserve to be terminated at this point. Like, I mean, it's just sad. They don't have a care in the world on how they affect the children. Forget about the adults in the matter. The children are being affected, and it's disgusting. She's disgusting. And at the end of the day, how you get them, Amy, that's how you want to lose them. Because I was on shout out to Jovi Beauty School. I love her channel. But she was talking about Chili and her new boo or whatever. And she went through the dating history of Chili. She too also dated TJ Holmes. Okay? Chili from TLC. He's community D. But karma. Okay? Karma. Until TJ Holmes' estranged wife, Marley. What comes around goes around, boo. You just sit back and you let your success be your best revenge. Bottom line, he couldn't honor you and respect you. His loss. 80-20 rule is real. Hey, Natash, thank you for the comment. He also had an affair with a producer with a brunette named Natasha. It wasn't me. Just kidding. She gives Natasha a bad name. I hear you. Let's just say he is they both deserve each other, and this is narcissistic behavior. The way he's rubbing it in everybody's face. Narcissistic behavior. Okay. So thank you to the Neighborhood Talk for dropping this footage. All right. So up next, I want to get into the family structure, okay? Because back in the 80s, in the 90s, during the crack epidemic, there were a lot of families dismantled due to this, due to mass incarceration, due to addiction, all types of reasons. Hey, Feds. Hey, Feds. Hey, Tavoris. Thank you so much. Good morning to everybody. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you all. So we're getting into the family structure and how it's been, especially for Black families, been dismantled through the years. And, you know, you remove the father from the home, you're basically removing the brain, the backbone of the family. And I found a post. Here we go. Shout out to his daughter 7. Here we go.
You remove the father. Kid grows up in poverty. Kid more likely to be pregnant as a teen. Behavioral problems, child abuse, incarceration. 72% of the people incarcerated grew up single mother household. The father absence crisis in America. When you remove the father, you destroy the family. When you destroy the family, you destroy the culture. What's happening when you remove the father? Kid grows up in poverty. Kid more likely to be pregnant as a teen. Behavioral problems, child abuse, incarceration. 72% of the people incarcerated grew up single mother household. The father absence crisis in America. When you remove the father, you destroy the family. When you destroy the family, you destroy the culture. What's happening when you...
It's true, Naughty Crew. All these statistics are true. And we have a generational kids or even adults at this point who grew up in single parent households due to, I'm gonna say, systematic racism. I'm sorry. Like, they dumped those drugs in our neighborhood on purpose. And then they created the fake ass war on drugs during the Reagan administration when y'all the ones that brought them here. Yes. So I wanted to present this to my Naughty Crew because it's facts. And I seen it growing up. A lot of my friends were incarcerated because, like, they just didn't have guidance. I mean, once you remove the father, then the mom has to work so hard to provide for the family. And so now she's not there to watch over the children. And then you got a generation of kids raising themselves. And I'm really passionate about this, Naughty Crew, because I feel like the younger generation is getting away from the basis of a family foundation. And they're choosing to be baby moms, and they're choosing to spread their seed irresponsibly and produce a bunch of children that they're not able to be present for. Okay, this is a good point, Natasha. Thank you for your thoughts. She says this is controversial, but although feminism is beneficial on some levels, it was created to encourage mothers to leave the home so that both parents can be taxed and break up the family. That is very good thoughts, Natasha. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Aaron. I'm enjoying hanging with you guys too. I love to hear your different perspectives on things. That's why I like to bring a variety of topics. But I think about what I'm gonna present to my Naughty Crew and things like that because I want us to be able to have intentional conversation that matters, and conversation that we can all take something away with and say like, That's a good perspective. That's a good way of looking at things. That's why I like having open conversation. But I just thought this was true. I thought this was fact. We have to get back to the basic family structure. So you guys, I'm from New Jersey, okay, and we here in New Jersey, just like Chicago, just like Baltimore, Maryland, we love house music. It's a genre of music I feel like that doesn't always get the recognition that it needs. But this music has gone far. Yeah, Natasha, we need to get back to the basics. We need to get back to the basics. So this house music singer, Jaguar Wright, shout out to her for posting this. This is honoring Lady Ama, okay?
And this gentleman in Locker, all the way in South Africa, was videoed lip syncing my song. And this gentleman in Locker.
She's talking about when she knew her music was influential, and house music does not get the acknowledgement that it gives. But let me tell you something. When you go to a house music festival, or well, now we do more festivals. We used to go to the club back in the day to hear the house music. It's a euphoria that is unexplained. Like the music just takes over your body and you just feel the beat. And it's just like rejuvenating to go in and just dance and not care, like, and to let your hair down. So I love house music. I know I love to turn on house music when I'm cooking and cleaning the house and things like that, because it gives me the motivation. I also love to put it on when I work out or whatever. But house music is one of those genre of music that has been underrated and lost. But a lot of people today sample it. And Beyonce, in her new latest project, she sampled a lot of house music. And it's sad they don't get the credit, because a lot of that music was not, like, they didn't own the rights. It was a lot of covers. It was a lot of steaming going on. But house music is also big in the ballroom scene. Okay, when you have when they used to have the big drag shows over in New York City. Okay, that's where Madonna got Voguing from, the ballroom kids. All right, but they used to hype up house music all the time. So I just wanted to share that with my Knotty crew, just to get your thoughts. I love house music. Woo! All right, so up next, did you guys ever notice, like, there's a slight distinction when you talk to, say, an African native versus an African American, and how their viewpoints can be different when it comes to certain social issues? So shout out to I Am Coach Leon.
It's very saddening when you can literally only go back a couple generations and then it's like the documents just don't exist.
Racism is the main cause of poverty among Black people in America.
We need to stop using the word racism when we don't get something or when something don't go our way, and just keep trying.
The American dream is only for white people.
This is their system. Why would we dream of being equal in a system that wasn't designed for us?
I wouldn't have been here if it meant that it was not for everyone. Talking about Trevor Noah, who he got his American dream. It made us as well, other Africans, believe that it is possible.
Us growing up, the reason we move here is because we don't have it better back home.
Slavery affected my family.
It's very saddening when you can literally only go back a couple generations and then it's like
Let me know what you guys think about what they're saying there. It's just a vast difference. In fact, yes, there is. I have a whole playlist of house music. Let me see if I can find one that we won't get in trouble for. But if not, I'll just edit it out. Yes. And you know what? Believe it or not, house music, it has a lot of history. Let me see. That's not it. Okay, so that is a sample of house music, and it's a lot of drums. It's a lot of Afrocentric beats. Got you. It's okay. I can edit it out, you guys. Don't worry. Or whatever. And plus they give you like 15 seconds or whatever. So we good. We good. And yes, Natasha, Black Americans have a unique history. Exactly. Actually, I've been wanting to do like an ancestry test. Just to really like see where my roots go back to in Africa. I know in my family we have Native American. My grandfather was Cherokee, part Cherokee, Native American or whatever. So I know about my roots based here from America, but I want to see like how far we go into Africa, because my grandmom's side of the family, they all were born and bred down in North Carolina, Henderson, North Carolina. My family's still down there. They have the old house and then they have the new house. They still have the original tobacco farm. And then my grandfather, he was born and raised up in Virginia. So like I really want to figure out what my history is before my grandparents ended up down south. Or whatever. I mean, because I just really feel like it's important to know where you come from. And I want my kids to really know all of where they come from and what they're made of. Okay. Hey, you guys. So do you remember back in the day, this young man, he was arrested for posing as a doctor. Oh, really? Natasha, if you could, can you DM me on Instagram or email me? Whichever way is easier. Do you guys remember him? Okay, let me give you guys a refresher.
Doctor in front of their name does not necessarily imply MD.
Have you had training?
I have. I have shadowed many doctors.
You're saying your training comprises shadowing other doctors, real doctors. That's your training in medicine.
Your training comprises of a lot of things. But because someone has the title doctor in front of their name does not necessarily imply MD.
Have you had training?
I have. I have shadowed many doctors.
Shout out to Say Cheese TV for dropping this footage. So I remember that. I was like, oh my God, I remember this young man. Okay. Well, he is still up to his old tricks, you guys. Okay. So fake doctor, aka Dr. Love, is heading back to jail for 2 more years after pleading guilty to stealing over $10,000 from his employer by having customers send payments to him and not his company. Career criminal much? Okay, yeah. And he was a kid when he was posing as a doctor. I don't even think he was grown when he did that. Exactly. And Natasha, it's funny that you say the history of the Moors in America was hidden as well, because my grandfather is a Moor. So that's why I want to kind of do my history to figure it out. Well, now he's grown, Natasha. Now he's grown. Let's see. Let me see if I can find his age. He's 23 now. And when he got caught posing as a doctor, he was like late teens. I want to say he was between like 17 and 18. But all this time that he's putting into committing crime, okay, he could have went to college, went to medical school, and had his license by now. Instead, you become a criminal, and now you're stealing money now. Now first you were stealing identity, now you're stealing money. Probably. I also think, strangely, he just likes the attention. So he's going to do the most. Because in this situation, I feel like he's just mad that he got caught. Exactly. Shortcuts. It's not worth it. Like, he's 23. He could have been graduated college and in medical school by now. But I wanted to share this with my naughty crew because I'm like, I can't believe this boy is resurfacing with some more mess. Okay? Like, get your life together. And like, where are his parents? Why is he able to do all of this? He's like Dirty John in us. This is funny. He says he will be a doctor one day. No, he won't. Not with a criminal record. This person said he's going to come back as a pilot and get caught after successfully flying for 10 years. I'm just saying, how was he able to get away with faking like being a doctor, guys? Like, come on. Come on. And plus, he was so young. I don't know. We got to do better, people. We got to do better. So, you know, here at Naughty Love Movement, I like to highlight. Here's what I found. Okay, Sarah, you're not in this conversation. Systematic discrimination. Okay, here we go.
Her child stinks. Don't put the coconut oil in her hair. The kids were teasing her.
Nora says Amaya was the only black child in her preschool class at the Raggedy Ann Learning Center in Elmhurst.
I was just hurt for my child.
Especially after Nora says she met with the teacher and school administrator and learned the children in the class never complained. It was just a teacher who didn't like the smell. You view that as what?
Discriminative, stereotypical, racist.
We called the school and left several messages. We visited and got this. Hi, I'm Dorothy Tucker from Channel 2 News. Goodbye. Based products to make it easier to comb.
Yeah, I love it. It smells delicious. It smells like cookies to me.
Mom may like the smell, but according to this note Tiona Norris posted on her Facebook page, Amaya.
Her child stinks. Don't put the coconut oil in her hair.
People, what are we going to school for again? Education. I think the problem is, see, social media has people feeling like their opinions are everything. But who is this teacher to say that to this mom? I thought it was real foul that she did that to this little girl and isolated her. This is a testament of the times we live in, guys. Let me know what y'all think about this story, because and this is because people are ignorant and they're not educated. And I feel like we should take moments like this to make sure we do like corrective action. And I'm not saying lose your ish or whatever, but correct this behavior. We have to stop this discriminatory behavior because it's affecting our youth. It's affecting our youth. And this little girl might feel a sort of way, self-conscious, because of what this teacher did to her, to single her out. I mean, the same could be said, like, when Caucasians, like, I know people used to say, because I went to a predominantly Caucasian high school or whatever, and people used to say, like, oh, they're wet here, you know, it smells a certain way or whatever. And we used to stand up like, oh, that's not right or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we have to take a stand in situations like this. This is how we get our voice heard, and we have to learn to correct people. So I'm glad she went public with it. Shame on you, lady, because she's just a little girl. Like, and she looks clean. Like, it was discriminatory for her to do that. I know, especially when you're wearing locks. I mean, it's all oils and stuff like that in there. Like, this lady is crazy. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all care about this story? All right, so up next we're gonna get into Aaliyah. So yesterday I posted a short. I found some footage, and it looks like people are starting to push for justice for Aaliyah. And they're making noise about her unaliving, and they're deeming it suspicious. I always have, and I said in my short, Naughty Crew, I remember the week when she passed, and Mary J. Blige was on 106 in Park, and she said that's messed up what they did to that girl. I remember them words. I remember them words clearly, and it made me go like. All right, so I'm gonna play a little bit of the clip that I have, because let me know if you guys can hear it okay.
Aaliyah and 8 other people crashed because it was overloaded. However, most of Aaliyah's fans have never accepted this narrative because a lot of things simply don't add up, and new evidence is now starting to emerge that Aaliyah's death was not accidental. See, Aaliyah.
So that is Aaliyah's production stage manager speaking out, okay? Saying they unalived her. It all looks set up. It all from the suspicious phone call saying that Dame wasn't doing well, from her taking medication, to them carrying her on the plane not conscious. It all was suspicious to me. And I feel like exactly, Natasha. And if you want to come up on the panel, I dropped the link if you want to get into this with me. This is the last story we're getting into. But yeah, I always felt like it was suspicious. And you have to realize Aaliyah held a lot of secrets, you guys. She held a lot of secrets. And I feel like Barry Hankinson and her mom, they need to speak up. So that leads me to my next story. Shout out to the Jasmine brand for dropping this. R. Kelly reportedly used an NDA to silence Aaliyah and her family about marriage annulment and physical abuse. It wasn't just an underage relationship. He propelled her, you guys. All right. So the court documents, because as you all know, the Surviving R. Kelly Part 3 just dropped. Okay. So Part 3 is getting into more of the details of what happened in the courtroom when the trial was going on. All right. So the court documents between R. Kelly and Aaliyah's family were exposed during the final installation of Lifetime's Surviving R. Kelly. After his marriage and swift annulment to the 15-year-old singer, R. Kelly reportedly suppressed Aaliyah and her family through a non-disclosure agreement. So the latest claim we presented during the final episode of Lifetime Surviving R. Kelly, which aired on January 2nd and 3rd. The docuseries revolved around R. Kelly's 2022 federal trial, where the NDAs was used as evidence, you guys. So in August of 1994, the singer secretly married. Aaliyah was only 15 at the time, but her marriage certificate listed her as 18 years old. Aaliyah's parents had the marriage annulled in February of 1995. So several on-camera guests on Surviving R. Kelly depicted R. Kelly's marriage as a ruse for him to escape jail time for statutory R word of Aaliyah. So the NDA was mentioned in R. Kelly's New York trial in 2022, but received little attention. Jim DeRogatis, who first revealed R. Kelly's SA 20 years ago, unearthed the DNA he used, or the NDA he used to silence Aaliyah. It's a heroin document. He said a non-disclosure agreement on both her part and Kelly's, vowing not to pursue further legal claims for physical abuse. So it wasn't just an underage relationship. He hit her, allegedly, according to the court documents. So according to the docuseries, Aaliyah's family declined to comment to filmmakers. What are your thoughts, you guys? I'll tell you what my thoughts are. I wish Aaliyah's family will start speaking up. Like, I'm tired of it. especially for the victims. And who knows, had they acknowledged and did the right things, it could have stopped him in his tracks 30 years ago. Hey, Natasha, here you go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on up. Sound off.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I kind of feel like her parents now like won't say anything because they know that they'll just be scrutinized. I kind of got that impression.
Yeah, I think they're trying to hide their dirty secrets because it's alleged that her mom had an affair with R. Kelly too.
Yeah, there was some sketchiness. How did she meet him? Wasn't like an aunt or uncle knew him or something?
Her uncle Barry Gordon and Gladys Knight is her godmother.
Yeah, I mean, she was linked in the industry like through her family already. So, and I don't know. I'm like a foil hat person, and so I like went down a couple deep dives, and yeah, this industry is really dark, and I feel like they don't protect their kids in this industry, and I'm talking like Hollywood everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I feel that they know that they played a part in it, and so in an obvious way. So if they came forward, they would just open themselves up to be criticized.
Exactly. And then that's why they're trying to stop everything. They stopped the Aaliyah movie on Lifetime.
Exactly.
But I just feel like at this point, what do you have to lose? He's behind bars. Speak your truth. It doesn't matter at this point.
Who you're saying speak the truth? The family?
I'm talking about Aaliyah's family.
That's what I mean. I feel like I don't know. I feel like they're kind of sketchy, and their moral compass isn't up there, and that's how she got in that position to begin with. So because of their fear of being like scrutinized themselves, I feel like that's why they're quiet. Otherwise, or maybe they've been overly threatened throughout the years. I don't know, but I feel like there's something else happening.
Absolutely, I feel like there's other things happening, but I just always felt like her passing was
sketchy.
It never, ever made sense to me. She's a young girl. She's in the prime of her career. Dame Dash has been speaking out for it for years that he thought it was suspicious. This is during the time Dame Dash and Jay-Z were beefing.
Yeah, over her, wasn't it? Some of it.
And Nas too.
Didn't Jay-Z like her or date her or something too?
Yes. And
Nas dated her?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of them. It was like
I wonder if she was like
pass girls around.
Right. I know. They do that with a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
Poor baby.
I know. And I was so happy when a child took place and they made Aaliyah Jane Doe 1. Because I feel like justice for Aaliyah already, finally. And I'm glad people are actually vocal about what happened on that plane. And
it was so crazy back then. Like I don't know. It's just so weird how things were went on and they were not it's almost like, are we more, did the consciousness just raise? Because I feel like we all people that are elder millennials and up or that lived during that time that were old enough to remember that. We look back and we're why didn't we oppose this more? It's so weird,
Is that because apparently we live in a culture that harbors pedos.
I mean, yeah, it does. Look at the jail time they get. That should tell you everything you need to know.
Exactly. This country harbors pedos. Here, I have Mary J. Blige when she spoke about it, and I'm telling you, this stuck with me, Natasha. It stuck with me.
She spoke about the Aaliyah, an R. Kelly thing, or her murder, or her death. Sorry, unaliving. Oh yeah, I love these old clips because you get little gems that they slip out and they didn't realize because the internet wasn't as big.
It's kind of loud.
Yeah, this is my crew. You know, we put, you know, the style and everybody living in. This is this. I don't even know what to say. I just know that was a murder. You know what I'm saying? That was a spiritual murder, whether people know it or not. Because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Whether people know it or not. And I could go deep, but a lot of people I would have to really bring proof. You know what I'm saying? For what I learned. And she just was cut down in the prime of her life. And it's so unfair. And
I don't know if you guys heard it. The sound is a little sketchy because it's an old clip from 106 in Park. She said it out her own words. Mary, she said that was a spiritual M word.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Was she, I mean, I don't know for sure, but was Aaliyah like in the process of like leaving a label or what was happening? Because that's usually what happens. It's like always like, it's like, oh, it's right when they're like gonna expose something or they're going to leave the label where they can't make money off of them anymore. Like, you know what I mean? That's always a
She was gonna
trend.
start speaking out regarding what happened to her.
Yeah, that could be it.
She started speaking with Dame about it. Like, I think she knew a lot of secrets that could hurt a lot of people. And let's think about how many people were able to catapult to the top once she was out the way.
Yeah, including someone that everyone loves, but we're gonna not say because their fans are scary.
Natasha, we on the same page. I know who you talking about.
Yeah.
People have to understand this industry sacrifices people. And I did this on one of my recordings. I think it was last week. Shaka Khan spoke about this. Okay. She said this industry uses blood sacrifices.
Yeah, no. It's all the entertainment industry is into the dark arts cults. That's why you see it in fashion and the whole Balenciaga thing and that ball. Like that's if you look into that, it's like and people are like usually like, well, I don't want to even expose myself. But it's almost like you need to like learn a little bit about it just so you could recognize it. So you don't accidentally like, you know, perpetuate it, you know? You got to kind of learn what and then once you learn, you see it everywhere. It's crazy.
Exactly. And then they always have to have something on you. So that's why you find people silent, okay? Because they always have dirt on them or they have to do a certain deed, a homosexual act, okay, Natasha? Because let me give you a little history.
There was I don't know if you saw this one video. There's this one video, I forget who it was, and he was talking about that. He was like, they invite you to a party, they spike your drink, and then you wake up and something went down that you wouldn't have done.
And they're like,
it all. They recorded it. Or they get you on drugs, so in case something happens to you, they can blame it on that. It's like being like, because like if you mysteriously die and you have a history of drug use, it's the easiest cop out.
Exactly. So that's why you see like a lot of you could kind of see the downfall. I forget. It's a YouTuber all about the tea or something like that. But she broke it down and she showed a timeline of different rappers that came into the industry and when they started, how they be so fresh and nice. And as time goes on, you see the darknesses come over them or whatever because they're silenced because they're holding stuff over their head. Okay. And so that's why people don't speak out.
Yeah, I just wish that because they say like whenever people speak out, they get unalived. And I'm like, why don't I feel like they always just do it? I'm like, if they all band together, those that wanted to speak out, I feel like it would be so much more beneficial because if 20 people came together and was like, this is really happening, blah, 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 blah. And those 20 people ended up like, it would be obvious, you know, they couldn't pull that off. I don't know. It's just weird. But I don't know. I have faith that the veil's lifting and that eventually, you know,
I do too. I do too. And that's why I wanted to end the show, like having this conversation. I want justice for Aaliyah because you know what? The world was devastated when she passed away. I remember that day. Like my friends, we were bawling. We were bawling. Because she was popular.
Didn't Left Eye die around the same time too?
No, she was some years. She was, I want to say 5 years forward. Even her situation was suspicious. Her being in her Doris, it was all creepy.
Yeah, with the whole Dr. Sebi stuff.
Yeah, it was creepy, but it's the industry. And
I always felt like R. Kelly, I felt like he was part of a bigger thing because I don't know if you ever saw this when the Ghislaine Maxwell trial was going on. There was some kind of, I forget the form of document it was a legal document, and it was listing for like another case, and it listed like all these celebrities that were a part of it, and it was crazy. And I read it. I've probably got like stripped from the internet, and it went on to say how Jay-Z and Harvey Weinstein, these people came forward because they said they were abused by them as children, and like what happened, and that they were like purchased, and then they listed like all these celebs too that were part of this lawsuit or something of the sort, and it was insane. And I'm like, yeah, I feel like definitely Jay-Z joined in with like the top notch, of the darkness. And
absolutely.
And yeah, and I feel like Damien wasn't quite willing to do that.
Well, he's say what you want about Dame Dash. I think he's a complete ass a lot of the time, but he does have a moral standing. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and it's because he comes from the streets of New York. It's just certain things you just.
Although I saw a picture that I watched this video, and it looked like it was Ghislaine, it was that Virginia, and it looked like Damon Dash was in it, and some other person, and they were all in a nightclub.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like,
I mean, because they used to come over to. I mean, Jeffrey Epstein had that big compound in New York. That I don't you want to call it.
When I first, in 2009 was when I first moved to New York. I don't live there anymore, but I lived there for 10 years. And because I was from Maryland and I didn't know anything about the city, and I was like, I just picked a neighborhood just to move into. It obviously didn't like the Upper East Side because it was like boring and not my vibe. I'm more of a Brooklyn girl.
Mm-hmm.
But like, when I lived there, I'm like, I walked past that.
Exactly. But and that's why I think Jeffrey was off. I don't care what nobody say. That's my opinion.
What do you mean?
He held too many secrets for the elite.
Oh yeah, I don't know anyone who thinks he wasn't. If you think he wasn't, that's why that hashtag "he didn't kill himself" was like on.
Exactly, like he held too many secrets. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still alive, Natasha, on some real, and they covering that up.
I wouldn't either because there was some. I feel like this, but yeah, you have no idea.
I know, but I plan on doing a deep dive. I'm trying to put a show together, Natasha, and I would love for you to sit on the panel. So I'll let you know when I put it in together, because I want to do a deep dive with your boy Puffy, okay? Because there's some suspicious things going on around here.
I saw this video and I know like Jaguar, like there's all this like she's a little off or whatever people think, but like I feel like there's definitely some truth in what she's saying. I saw this video where she broke down where he came from, like as far as like the first record company that he worked for, and how everyone died, and Kim was actually a secretary there. And so there's only, out of like the 5 people, or 6 if you include Kim because she was kind of affiliated with it, only one other person is dead, and then people said like he fell in a coma recently or something weird.
I'll be sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, and if you don't find that suspicious, then you're not like, you might want to check your pulse kind of thing.
So I want to do a deep dive on that, Natasha, because I find it all suspicious. Okay. Because Albie Shore was speaking out about Kim Porter.
Exactly. I definitely think she was unalived. Yeah.
All of a sudden, he ends up in a coma.
And he was the last one out of all of them.
Exactly. So I got to get ready to punch into work. Natasha, I appreciate you coming up on this panel. Like I said, I'm going to do a deep dive on that, and I would love for you to come up on the panel because I feel like you have a lot of information that can contribute, especially with you living in New York at that time. All right. So I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for having me. I got to get going with my day too.
Yes. I appreciate my Naughty crew joining me this morning. Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye, Natasha. I appreciate my Naughty crew joining me this morning. I hope you enjoyed the show. I just wanted to give you guys food for thought. Shout out to all my new subs, okay? Appreciate you all. Please remember to hit that like, subscribe, and bell button so you can be notified when I update content to my channel. And to all my haters out there.
And I want to say thank you in case I don't thank you enough.
Absolutely. I thank y'all too. I got to show y'all some love too. It wouldn't be right, okay? So the next time I'm going to go live, it will probably be tomorrow in the morning. I know that's right. I'm right with you, fans. I'm right behind you, okay? I'm right behind you. All right. So I appreciate you joining. Like I said, please remember to hit that like, subscribe, and that bell button. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Until next time, Naughty Crew, I'm out. Hey, you guys. Welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki. And today, I'm bringing opportunities for advertisement on my channel. If anyone is interested, they can email us at knottylove2020@gmail.com. Our prices are affordable and reasonable. And please reach out to us. We can start our videos with any commercials that you would like us to advertise. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out.